Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Leadership Think Tank for this edition of a leadership lesson. And I want to talk about something that every leader needs. Tune in next week to find out. No, seriously, what every leader needs is confidence. Now, when I say confidence, I don't mean acting like you have all the answers. I mean having enough strength, clarity, and trust in God in your growth that you can lead well even when things are uncertain. So a lot of people think confident leaders are just born that way, but that's not true. Confidence is built. It grows over time as you learn and as you stretch and as you make mistakes and as you keep moving forward. So number one, confidence starts with knowing who you are. One of the first steps to becoming a confident leader is knowing who you are. If you don't know what you believe, what you stand for, and what kind of leader you want to be, then every opinion around you will shake you. I was talking to a friend last week, and he said, man, my daughter, she just was never shaken by the opinions of others. She went all through school. She didn't care what people said about her. She was confident in who she was and who she is. And man, if the majority of us could be like that. But oftentimes, when especially on the stage, when we look out and we see, these people participating, but that one person not participating, it seems to rock our world, right? But the truth is, once we know who we are and what we're doing, it can make a big difference. So let me ask you this morning, what kind of leader are you becoming? What kind of leader are you becoming? Number two, confidence grows when you get better. That makes sense, right? Confidence does not come from pretending, it comes from preparation. So the more you learn about leadership, the stronger you become. The more practice in communication, decision-making, problem-solving, and encouraging others, the more natural leadership starts to feel. Think of it as you went to driver's training and you learned, when you were supposed to turn your blinker on, how soon you were supposed to begin applying your brake and things of that nature. And now it's become second nature. You don't think about that stuff anymore. And you're able to multitask. You're able to hold a conversation with someone while driving your vehicle and almost automated. You're turning on your turn signal at the right time. You're braking at the right time. It just becomes a part of you. But that didn't come the first day, right? It came with practice. So here's the good news. You do not have to become perfect before you can become effective. You just have to keep growing. And so every skill you strengthen adds confidence. Preparation is so important. Preparation. Did I mention preparation? Yes. And number three, small wins build strong leaders. Sometimes people wait for the big moments to feel confident, but that's not usually how it works. Confidence is built in the small steps. It's built when you handle one conversation well. Most people say experience is the best teacher. And John Maxwell says it's evaluated experience is the best teacher, right? So when you had that conversation, when you did that thing, it's sitting down and thinking about it and evaluating, how did I handle that? How could I have handled that better? What can I do better next time? What should I change next time? And so that evaluation makes a huge impact on your growth and your learning. And guess what? It's built when you make one hard decision, and it's built when you stay faithful to the little things. It's tough to stay faithful to the little things sometimes because you may not be seeing the outcome you want to see immediately, but it's the little things, it's the consistencies that make an impact. So those small wins, they do matter. And they remind you, I can do this. And over time, those moments add up. You can begin to look back at those mile markers and say, yep, it worked there, it worked there, and it worked there. So I can just trust that it's going to continue to work, right? So do not underestimate the power of steady progress. Number 4, feedback helps you grow. A confident leader is not defensive all the time. A confident leader can listen. I guess that's why God gave us 2 ears, right? And so that means that you're willing to hear correction and learn from others and adjust when needed. Feedback doesn't mean that you failed. Again, John Maxwell talks about blind spots, and you don't see them because they are blind spots, right? Imagine driving your car once again, and there's spots you just don't see. Your mirrors don't reveal it. You have to turn your head around and grab that additional view. But feedback from others, constructive criticism, is the best thing for us because it brings and gives us feedback to what's going on. Feedback doesn't mean you failed. It means you have an opportunity to grow. So some of the strongest leaders are the ones that keep learning, right? Keep learning, keep honing your craft, your skill. If it's speaking, if it's teaching, if it's building things, right? It's a matter of continuing to do the work. And these kind of leaders don't let pride block progress. They use feedback to become wiser, stronger, and more effective. Number 5, courage and confidence work together. So, I hate to burst your bubble, but there will be moments when you do not feel confident. That's normal, and that is exactly when courage steps in. And courage says, I may not feel ready, but I will still move forward. And courage says, I may be nervous, but I will still lead. Courage says, I will trust God enough to take the next step. So sometimes confidence is not a feeling. Sometimes confidence is simply obedience with your heart, and even while your heart is still racing. Number 6, strong leaders keep developing. Someone asked, are leaders born? Well, of course they are. But they're not born leaders, right? Meaning that it's a craft that they have to work on. And so leadership is not something you master once and then stop. It's a lifelong process, right? We're always growing. There's always some place to grow, always area and room to grow. So if you want to become a confident leader, you need to keep developing in these areas, all right? Number 1 is self-awareness. There's an old saying that says, if you don't know yourself, you can't grow yourself. So it's important that you have self-awareness. Number 2 is communication. Communicate what you're trying to do and make it clear, make it understandable. Number 3, emotional strength, right? Emotional strength. Next is decision making, right? All of these things play a role. Number 5 is humility. Humility. People don't want to hang around a prideful, arrogant person. Humility. Next is consistency. Consistency. And then problem solving. And lastly, encouragement. Man, I tell you what, I love to hang around people that love to encourage me, right? Don't you? Someone that is encouraging you along, not being a yes man, but someone who will encourage you and say, hey, you're doing great. So the more you grow in these areas, the more stable and trustworthy your leadership becomes. So here's my challenge to each of us that are listening. Yes, I'm listening too, because I'm trying to grow here. All right. Do not wait until you feel completely confident before you lead. Right? We learn through our mistakes. We learn through the hard times. We learn as we craft this thing and make it the way it needs to be. So start growing right now. Learn something, practice something, ask for feedback, and take one step forward. Confidence is not built overnight. It is built through faithfulness, through growth, and through repeated action. And the beautiful thing is this: the more you develop your leadership skills, the more confident you can become. So lead with humility, lead with courage, and keep growing into the leader that God has called you to be. Right? All right. I hope you've been encouraged today to be that confident leader, even when your knees are shaking. Thank you for tuning in this morning, and make sure you check out our other leadership lessons. God bless.